Hey everybody, Movie Fan Z here. So, in my last video, we talked about the top 10 worst movies that I've seen that I saw in 2023. Now, let's end on a positive note. And in this video, we're going to be talking about, or I'm going to be talking about, more specifically, my top 10 best movies that I saw in 2023. And just like with the other one, but this time you're going to have 5 honorable mentions, and some of them might surprise you. But in honorable mentions, we have Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves. We have Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. We have Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. We have Haunted Mansion, and the one that's most surprising to a lot of people, Oppenheimer. But let's get into these top 10 best. At number 10, we have Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So originally, I was not interested in this movie until I saw the trailer, and it got me hooked on this movie. And there was a lot that I liked about this. I thought the performances were great, especially from Rachel Zegler and the main actor, who I still think it would be great to see both of them get nominations. But along with that, you have a great score and you have great cinematography. At number 9 from Netflix is the movie Nowhere. I had never even heard of this movie before I had looked up movies that people recommended to see. And this movie really surprised me. It's basically a survival movie the entire time, but I was invested and was kind of on the edge of my seat, wondering what's going to happen next. And I thought the main actress, was really good in the movie as well. Number 8, we have Totally Killer, which is basically what you've seen in the past couple of years with mixing a popular movie with a slasher. Like you have Happy Death Day, which is a time travel movie with a slasher, and you also had Freaky, which is Freaky Friday. This is kind of like Back to the Future meets a slasher movie. But there was a lot going for this. I thought Kiernan Shipka was really good as the lead. I thought it was a unique villain. And I really liked the story and kind of like the references that you get in this movie. And number 6, we have a movie that I have really enjoyed ever since I saw it earlier in the year, and that is Missing. So this is kind of like the pseudo-sequel to Searching, where basically everything takes place on tabs and things on a computer. So I always thought that was a unique way of doing a movie. I think Storm Reid was amazing as the lead, and I know it's not going to happen, but I would love to see her get nominated for Best Actress. I also think, like I said, the way it's told, there are many twists and turns that really worked. In number 5, we have The Creator, a movie that I didn't know much about going in, but this movie was intense and terrifying at times, and the look of the movie was great. From the visual effects to the cinematography. Also, the main 2 performances really hooked me. Now we get to the top 4. At number 4, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So, I was not a fan at all of Guardians 2. I thought it was way too campy and too much comedy. But this movie is my favorite in the trilogy, and it had a great story involving rockets. And I've said this before, but I'll say it here. This is only the second movie that has made me cry in the theater. And there's one scene in particular in this movie that has done it for me. But again, you get a great story with Rocket Raccoon. You still get some great action. You get amazing performances. Number 3, we have the Super Mario Brothers movie. I liked the look of the worlds in this movie. I liked all the different characters that you meet. And I liked the different references within Nintendo that I was able to spot. And it actually increased my likeness of this movie even more. Number 2, and before I get to my top 2, if you enjoy my content, don't forget to like and subscribe. So, number 2 on this list is Creed 3. So, to be honest, I've only seen the first 2 Rocky movies, but I've seen all the Creed movies. And this, to me, is not my favorite Creed movie, but it's really close to the first one. But I think all the performances, especially from Michael B. Jordan, Jonathan Majors, and Tessa Thompson, were all really good. I thought it was a great story, and I liked the score as well. But my number 1 movie is a movie that my brother wanted to go see, and I told him I would go with him to it. And I had only heard of this movie, but I didn't know anything about it. And it blew me away. And that is Godzilla Minus One. To me, this movie can only be summed up with one word. And I said it in my review. This movie was epic. Everything from the score to the performances to the visual effects to the cinematography, just everything was amazing. And to top it all off, the score was the best score that I had heard all year. So that is my top 10 best movies that I saw from the year 2023. This is Movie Fan Z signing off. Have a good night and come back for another video.